Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious.
is a Tactical Genius production. Welcome to Virtual Pool 4 Online.
Now remember, when things look bad, and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, good evening. Welcome back to VP4 TV and welcome back to Virtual Pool 4 Online. We're back for some more Friday Night 9 Ball. I took last Friday off because I've been unwell for the past couple of weeks. I've had a chest infection and I don't know how the voice will hold out tonight, but I'm here anyway. And the good news is that we've got another full tournament. So I haven't looked at the bracket, but we're about to. We've got the full 16 in, so the bracket will already be drawn, and the rooms will be going up in about 3 minutes or so. And reminder, Friday Night 9 Balls are race to 7 on the winner's side, and it is a money ball handicap tournament, and it is a race to 4 on the one loss side. Now, top to bottom, we've got Sylvia against Christian. We've got Larry against John Boo. DJ Simon against Tommy. Well, that looks a good candidate for the first match tonight. We've got LS3 Spectre Dawn. Well, that might be another good candidate. We've got Chimpy against Tony U. One Pocket Slim against DuQ91. That looks like a new player. And we've got Jez Dev against Travelling TT. And Bankster against Slimeball. So I reckon it's a toss of a coin between DJ Simon and Tommy and LS3 Inspector Dawn. That is two probably reasonably good matches to be watching. Spectre Dawn, one of the strong favourites to win the tournament again this week, but we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, the other news is Steve is still away on his trip into the Sierras. He'll be about another 2 weeks before he's back. The other thing also, if we go to the home page, the sign-ups have been open for a little while now for the next big tournament that Steve wants to do, and it's going to be cribbage, and it's due to start on Friday, July the 8th, so that's another few weeks away. And if we look at the players list, I think there was about a dozen signed up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's 12 in. Some have decided to avoid it. They don't like the distances that it's set over. And I don't know why. But anyway, that's their prerogative. But there are a few in, and there may well be a few more as they get nearer the time. But we'll wait and see. We can get this thing to go back. So it's just gone past the hour, and the rooms should be just going up, or very much about to. So the rooms are up, and I'm going to go by whatever it shows in the list. And on the list, top to bottom, LS3 and Spectre Dawn are further up the list than DJ Simon and Tommy. So that's the match we're going to go in and watch first. So let's get in there. And we'll set the cloth to blue, if we can get it done in time. So they'll lag for the break. once Spectre Dawn gets in the room. And I would reckon LS3 is going to be getting the 8 ball, something like that as the handicap. I would guess it would be around about the 8 ball. I don't think it'll be any more than that. I'd be very surprised. Spectre Dawn's taking his time. I presume he was in the lobby. I never even bothered to look, but I'm fairly certain. There we go. So, so they're lagging off. LS3's at the bottom of the screen. The lag is way short. And Spectre Dawn, a fairly easy win in the lag. Four ball, I think, on the break. Cue ball trying to scratch. No, it wasn't the 4 ball. It was the 7 ball. So no shot, obviously. Presumably looking to. I haven't seen that he's called a push. I'm sure he is. He's calling the push out now. But if he leaves LS3 hooked, well, he's played something a bit silly there. But in a way, it's also said to LS3, have a go and see if you can run the table. Good evening to Cobra. You're the only one in the house. Oh, Fuzzy Dunlop's here. He's arrived. Good evening. Yeah, I don't know whether the voice will hold out. I may have to mute myself quite a few times because I've still got a cough. And the longer I talk, the more likely a cough is to start. So let's see if Spectre Dawn's choice of shot there backfires on him. He played a shot where he potted the 9 ball and left an easy start for LS3. And LS3, well, this is a crucial one, having to get good on this 5 ball off the 4. And needs an angle in the 5 to get out. And that will do. Now she just needs to nurse this along into the pocket or go full force and across the table twice here. You can't chicken out and do it one way. You have to do it the right way. Well, she's held the cue ball well. Now this has to get up the table, this cue ball. It needs to get up past the middle pocket here. Well, it's not quite past, because the problem then is you've got to have the angle which she does have, and again having to hold the cue ball here, presumably back across for the 9 into the same pocket, or maybe below, depending on what she does with the cue ball. See, that's neither here nor there. Oh, mind you, as a guest, and I forgot, I said at the beginning there she's probably getting the 8 ball, and she was, so she didn't need to get the 9, so I've forgotten straight away, as I always do. So LS3 is getting the 8 ball as her extra money ball, so she didn't need to worry about getting the 9. But it backfired for Spectre Dawn, and that was a good out there for LS3, because she was asked a question, and now she's had a ball in the break, and she's got a simple 3 ball combo. The problem being, this 7 ball needs to get out of the way. The 2 ball's going to go in, but where's the 7 ball going to end up? Well, she took a risk there, and the 1 ball is still in play, and the problem shot I would see is a possible, more than likely, a 4-8 combo here, if she can get the cue ball into play off this one and pot the 3. It'd be a bit ambitious to try and get below the 4 ball to play it up table, so we'll see how she does. Well, that's going to go nowhere. We've got 9 people on Twitch, none of them talking. Welcome everybody. Now this is where you have to duck for cover here. Send this 3 ball in behind the 6. Or the cue ball in behind the 6, one of the two. She hasn't quite got there. But I say it's reasonably safe. Now, again, the safest shot would be to just cut across that 3 and use the 8 to hold and bring the cue ball back across the table. Let's have a look at the angle that she's got here. Yeah, I would tend to just clip that and try and miss the 4 and just come back into the table. Well, she's gone all out for the combo. But no doubt Spectre Dawn's going for the cut here. No, trying to play safe. He's got the cover, but there is room to jump. Well, I was looking there, there's just 12 in. But there seems to be a bit of negativity going around as far as thinking that the match distances are too long or whatever. But at the end of the day, matches might be, it's like every other tournament, matches might be longer earlier in the tournament because you're going to have a lot of people who haven't a clue what they're doing in terms of strategy-wise with cribbage. And then once that thins out, the better players will know what they're doing, or at least work out what they're doing, and racks will go fairly quickly when you get the better standard of player playing them. So, Spectre Dawn at the table. Nice angle on this 4 ball to cut up the table, and it should have a nice angle in the 6 to get back down for this 7, and should be out to square the match. Well, there you go. You've answered your own question, Cobra. So, Spectre Dawn has squared the match. 7 ball tracking into the top right-hand corner pocket. 1 ball going down the table and no shot. So, let's see if he makes a better effort at this push out. Good evening to Semi-Pro. Now, that wasn't exactly a great shot either, because this 1 ball will cut into the side. Although LS3, well, she's now having a quick look. It certainly will cut. The only problem being is that she has to get a wee bit lucky to be able to see this 2-ball because the cue ball's running up and down the table here. No guarantee she'll have a sight in the 2. And now, if it just clips the other side of the 3, and it hasn't, well, no problem in hitting the 2. Ideally, she would want to maybe stop this cue ball. And I think well, she's just playing the gentle roll up. And that was not great. Not the best of opportunities to get down to this 3. He's going to have to work the cue ball. Good evening to Albie. Yeah, Cobra's scared that you're going to win 3 in a row, Albie. And I think Larry's had enough of losing in these big tournaments. He's not in it. Good evening to Dwight. Larry's been moaning about the length of the matches. Either that or he can't count, one of the 2. But Stubbs in, so that's a guarantee that he can count. But I have no doubt Larry will sign up in the end. I don't think I've ever known him to miss out in a big tournament. He's just he's flapping in the breeze at the moment, bumping his gums, but he'll sign up. Friday Night 9-ball is an institution, semi-pro. It's been around long before you ever came to Virtual Pool. Christ, I used to win Friday Night 9-ball. Larry will tell you that. I used to win it. That's a long time ago. Well, LS3 tried a tricky little billiard there to pot the 8. And that'll be our last shot in this rack. Well, I downloaded... what game did I download today? I downloaded Tour de France 2022. And I started the race with some sort of numpty team, God knows who they are. And the time trial, which starts the race, I finished 176th in the time trial, which was 176th out of 176. And then, for some reason, I don't know, but the race started, is it in Finland? I think there was a couple of stages in Finland, so I started the second race and I won the first bit. The first bit that was to the top of a mountain. Well, it wasn't a mountain because it was just really a slight ascent. But anyway, I got to the finishing line first, and I got the whatever jersey as you get. But after like 3 different sections of the race, I'm now up to 31st from 176th place, and it's actually it's better looking. And I think I tried one a few years ago with that game, and it's actually slightly better than what I seem to remember it to be. So anyway, Spectre Dawn, 2 racks to 1 up. And that mistake with the billiard that LS3 made has cost her that rack, but Spectre Dawn is going to have to work some sort of miracle here to break this 4-ball out. Now the angle's good, the line's good, the kick looks good. Oh, excellent. Let's see if that works. Let's see if the replay works. Well, that worked. Welcome to Run Out Rob. Yep. On my days off there during the week, Spectadon was in most of the day on and off, playing in a 9-ball challenge room, so he gets plenty of table time, so obviously he hasn't got a job. He's one of these layabout unemployed people who just sits in VP4 all day. No, good evening, Slim. No, I haven't discovered any drug testing yet. Yeah, well, he plays a mixture, 9-ball and 10-ball. He was even in practicing snooker as well. Well, that was a good out there from Spectre Dawn. He had to play an excellent shot to get the breakout on the 4-ball, and he's now got daylight between him and LS3. Where's the cue ball going? This might work. So, LS3, ball in hand, and this racks over. 1-9 combo to get back within 1. Well, that 4-ball was tracking into the top right-hand corner pocket, but it got kicked out. The World Cup of Pool is on tonight. I think it's the quarter-final stages tonight. Great Britain B are playing. They're playing in the last match tonight. I can't remember who they're playing. Germany get beat today, I think. And for anybody that didn't know, I was looking forward to seeing Efren Reyes play with Carlo Biado. But then I found out yesterday that they had to withdraw from the tournament because they had travel problems getting to the venue or getting into the country. So they were replaced, I think, by Chinese Taipei, I think it was, or something. That was a bit disappointing. Now LS3's missed the 1 and hasn't got the cover. Inspector Dawn has LS3 tied up. This is the old kick and hope here. Hope you get lucky. Not quite. And again, with this table and looking at the layout, it's difficult to see where the problem's going to be. It's a pure and simple unforced error that's going to lose Spectre on this rack. I suppose. No, if there was going to be a slight issue, it could be just the 6-ball to the 7-ball. But the reason I'm saying that is because the 9-ball's sort of in the way of where you would want to be in the angle in this 7-ball. So when you're playing a higher angle in the 7-ball, if the cue ball ends up out here, it means you're cutting the 7 and coming away, and you're trying to hold for the 8-ball. So this is the important shot here. He's dead straight though. And he's going to leave the high cut. So he's just going to nurse this in and try and hold it. Or is he going to go past the 9-ball? Nope, he's trying to hold it. And he's done what we would expect. You want to see a world championship where none of the big boys can enter it. What do you mean, ban them from it or what? So, Spectre Dawn's break. Dry break. No shot for LS3. But again, you've got to get a wee bit wiser with these push-outs, because obviously Spectre Dawn's not going to play this. And he's passed it back. And LS3 is going to jump over the 2. Plenty of room to jump over the 2. Problem is, if she's trying to jump over and pot the 1, she may well scratch into the side anyway. But she's not trying to pot the 1, she's just trying to hit it and get away from it. And that's not a bad result. But this might be quite a big pocket here where this 6 ball is. And I think Spectre Dawn will take the bait. No. He's just trying to duck for cover again. Well, the surprise here is he didn't go for it. He's waiting on a better opportunity. Well, that's when you think about it, that's fairly easy to set up, that semi-pro. All they need to do is set up an amateur championship and just set the rating level to keep all you guys out. And then I might enter it. Well, there's a result through it. Tony U, I think, was a new name, and Tony's learnt the hard way in Friday night 9 ball. Chimpy's beaten him 7-0. And he'll never play in another tournament because of that, probably. Well, entirely the wrong angle in this 2 ball. So he's going to have to get the inside right on this to try and hold the cue ball, and that's why he's missed a 2. It was never going to be easy. Now, has he got second prize? I think he has. He most certainly has. Well, again, that pocket's quite big because you could push that to the rail and it could get off the 6. Well, he's playing the combo, but I think he would have been maybe better to. It might have been better to push it to the rail and kick it in off the 6. It would have knocked the 6 away, and it would have left him on the 3. Well, it's given LS3 a chance, albeit not a gimme, because this 2 ball is right on the line, and the cue ball might hit this 9 ball. He's trying to cut it in the side. Well, that'll do. Now, I think, now how do you play this? Do you play this with a bit of right to check the cue ball and try and hold the line, or do you just try and nurse it in and hold it like that? That was well done. Likewise with this one, a little bit of left to keep the cue ball in a line that doesn't take it anywhere into the line where that 7 ball is. Plenty of room to do it. Now, what angle have we got here? Well, this is asking for trouble here. you've got to have it clear in your head what you're about to do, because if you come round the left-hand side, you see again LS3's not made her mind up there. And that the problem was going to the left-hand side, you were guaranteed to hook yourself. And if she'd played it softer, she could have finished behind the 7 and been able to play it up the table. Now, it's an easy safety. I mean, it's an easy safety to cut that back towards the diamond, send it there and run for cover. She's trying some sort of miracle shot that was never the angle to try and cut. And when the safety would have been a better policy. Another result through it, One Pocket Slim has beaten one of the other new names, Duke U91, by 7 racks to 2. Right, what have I missed in the chat there? Where's the cue ball going? Well, there's a gift and a half. So LS3 is keeping in touch, but has come up with a dry break again. Dry break and no shot for Spectre Dawn. Now again, he's doing exactly what he did in the first rack. He's given LS3 a shot to get started, and he's asking her to run out. Now, she managed to complete that job in the first rack. And let's see what she can do here. Well, again, there's not much you can do with the cue ball other than cut this in and try and get the cue ball back over more or less to where the 2 ball is at the moment to try and leave a cut angle in the 3. I don't think you can be any more ambitious than that. Well, it's hit the 7, and there's no way she can hold this 3 ball and pot it and hold the cue ball, that is. Very dangerous to try and hold the cue ball, because you could end up getting hooked like that. Now, I'm sure she's glad she didn't pot the 3, because that was asking for trouble, trying to pot that in dead weight and still have a sight in the 4. Well, other than the prices going up and them telling you that they're still the cheapest prices. No, not a lot happening. Well, the only news I've got is that from July the 4th, I'll be off for my fortnight, my summer holidays, as you call it. I'll have my 2 weeks off, and that'll be when Wimbledon will be in its first week, I think. And this cribbage tournament will be starting as well. So Spectre Dawn with a 1 rack lead, provided he can get this cue ball under control to get a good line on this 8, he should be back to a 2 rack advantage, and that'll do very nicely. Well, I'll tell you something, Cobra. You need to be a millionaire to be going to Wimbledon, because you probably won't get a ticket for less than £100, and that's probably just to be able to walk around the actual venue. That won't get you into number one court or centre court. And it costs a bloody arm and a leg. Probably a tenner for strawberries and cream. Probably 15 or 20 quid for the programme. It's a bloody an expensive day out going to that. I mean, I've been to the Open Championship a number of times, and that's a bloody expensive day out. I would have loved to have, I mean, I've been to St Andrews 2 or 3 times. I was there when Jack Nicklaus played his final tournament. I was sitting in the stand when he putted his birdie in the final hole at the 18th. That was him missing the cut, of course. I've been to Carnoustie. I've been to Troon. I've been to the one over in Edinburgh, which I've totally forgotten the name of it. I've been to a number of them, and it is an expensive thing to go to sporting venues nowadays. I wouldn't go to a football match if you paid me nowadays. And I used to go regular when I was younger. Used to go in the supporters bus and all of that stuff. But that was back in the day when it only cost you £1 to get in. 15 pence for a programme. Now it's just astronomical prices that I would never pay. I don't care what football player is playing, I would never pay the money. Let alone what they cost to get to see Premiership matches. That's just, you know, taking the price range out of most families' pockets. Especially if you're going to take the wife and the kids to the game. Jesus Christ, I'd never pay that amount of money. So Spectre Dawn still with the 2-rack lead, and again, well, this 3-ball goes down past the 9 into this bottom corner. It's not got an awful lot more pockets to go into. He might try and come back into the gap to play it past the 5. He's just overhit it a tad. I mean, corporate things. I mean, the Open Championship's famous for that. You know, when you look at the 18th hole at the Open, you see all you know, there's a big stands, but there's the great big corporate section, which is a big marquee tent with 2 levels on it, and they're all sitting there at the restaurant, getting champagne and all sorts. That's one thing I've said about if you go to if you ever want to see the most Japanese people you're ever going to see, you go to the Open Championship. It's absolutely swarming with Japanese photographers and press, and there's a fair amount of Japanese people in the crowd as well. They love their golf. Well, there's a result in. DJ Simon has beaten Tommy by 7 racks to 5. And Spectre Dawn is now on the hill, 1 rack away, and balls flying in all over the place here. And this match is over. Sitting nicely on the 1. Now again, he should be going 2 rails here, back across, left to right. And that's perfect. If only that he has to make sure he has a nice angle on the 3. He wants to stop the cue ball or come back like that. That's perfect. Nice little stun draw there. Just to give him a nice angle on the 3. Cue ball does the rest. So there's a number of first round results come through. We'll have a look at the bracket. I'll have a quick drink if I can find my bottle. So it's Spectre Dawn starts off with a 7-3 result against LS3. LS3 moves over to that one loss side, and we'll have a quick look and see how things stand on this bracket. So we've got Sylvia having gone through against Christian. I missed that result. She's won that one comfortably, 7 racks to 0. She was given the 6 ball to Christian. And John Boo has taken out Larry, and John Boo was getting a 7 ball, and John Boo's beaten Larry by 7 racks to 4. And DJ Simon is now about to play Spectre Dawn in round 2. Chimpy is now playing One Pocket Slim in round 2. We've got Jesdev and Travelling TT still playing their first round match. Travelling TT's 5-2 up. And Bankster is 5-all with Slimeball. Let's have a quick look at this, because I don't think I've ever seen Slimeball. In fact, Bankster is now 1 away. Where's, well, according to that, Slimeball's from England. And a 2,100 rated player. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this profile if I can get this bloody thing to work. Why won't it stay on the screen? That's better. Right, how long's he been a player? Active since the 18th of April this year. Who's he been playing? Oh, he's won a few matches against Spectre Dawn in a challenge room. So obviously he's got a fair idea what he's doing. Now I can't get the bloody thing off the screen. So Bankster, player 1 in the HUD, is getting the 8 ball. Oh, this 2 ball might be getting lucky, and it has done. Oh, he's got a nice angle on the 3 as well. Well, Slimeball has bottled out. I mean, how about that? Well, there's a guy to keep an eye on if he ever plays in another tournament, and they probably might not play his one loss side match. I think he's had enough. I think he's maybe left the building already. Yeah. Well, there's somebody that hasn't got the stomach for the fight. You know, the other guy gets lucky, gets a fluke. The other guy bails. I mean, what about that? Anyway, we won't bother with that anymore. What was the match we're going to look at? We're going to have a look at this match with Chimpy and Slim. Chimpy is 3-0 up. It's a scratch match. And if Chimpy can get this 5 ball and get the cue ball moving, he's going to have to get it to move. Miss that 8 ball. The cue ball's heading towards the 8 ball here. Yeah. Well, he can't blame me for that, because that was odds on that he was going to run into the 8 ball, and if you go into the rail behind the 8 ball, the odds are the cue ball's going to skirt along that rail and into the pocket. So I'm taking no blame for that. The commentator saw that coming. But it has given Slim ball in hand, and he's looking to get himself off the mark. Oh dear, he's taking his eye off the ball there. Big mistake. A big unforced error from Slim. Well, Chimpy can't believe his luck here, because I think he thought he'd sold out there with that scratch. Now, he needs to roll through as far as he dare to get good on this 8 ball. And that's more than good enough. Well, Slim's going to have to pull his finger out here because he made a proper boo-boo on that 6 ball. And it's 4-0 to Chimpy. One ball in the break into the side. 8 ball, 6 ball up top right. And the 2 ball is dead on. And out into the table. And back with a bit of juice in this cue ball. Now again, he has to make sure he misses everything in the right here, and he has done, but where's the cue ball going?
Where's the cue ball going?
Already said that, John. So, once again, Slim with ball in hand. Well, what can he do this time to mess this up? And that's not ideal. He's going to have to just hold the cue ball here, not too much juice on it. And once again, he's missed the pot. And got lucky this time. Another result through. Travelling TT has beaten Jesdev by 7 racks to 3. Well, Chimpy has done an Albinario. He's kicked out, potted the 4. Now he could play a fairly straightforward billiard here off the 5 onto the 9. This is dead on. And it's 5-0. Well, I think Slim's going to blame me for this because it was 3-0 when I joined the room. It's now 5-0. He's made 2 boo-boos. And I'm going to be getting the blame. Well, there's a nice little nudge. Slap bang onto the 2 ball. Oh dear, he's done it again. Well, Slim's falling apart here like a cheap suit because he's played 3 duff shots. And again, that was asking for the stun draw, and Slim fell into the trap. He did what most amateurs do in VP4. He put the draw on the tip of the cue to the bottom of the cue ball, juiced it up, and fizzed it into the opposite side pocket. That was a noob numpty shot there, Slim. Well, I hope Slim comes into the chat because I need to ask what the hell's happened to him. Because he has totally lost the plot in this match. Now, I'm going to mention something, and this is just my opinion on what should have been done during the week. This guy, is this, I don't know whether Chimpy will be able to confirm, because Chimpy was there and he saw what happened, and he may well have been chatting to this guy in Discord at the time. This admin travelling TT This guy, Jana, Samaray, or the multitude of names, you know, he plays in tournaments, he loses, and then he's sort of generally discourteous when he loses. He typed something in the chat during the week there, and he typed it in German. And within a minute or so of him typing it in German, Travelling TT decided that the language in the lobby should be English, and he muted him for it. Which I then piped up and said, well, you shouldn't have done that. First thing I did was I got Google Translate up, and I typed in what he said, and it was nothing. It was the usual sort of derogatory stuff that he says, but it was nothing. There was no offence to it. But Travelling TT had made a decision that you must speak English in the VP4 lobby, which is a load of crap. And he jumped in feet first. And I said to him, I said, look, go and look at the terms and conditions, the code of conduct, and read the part where it says that you must speak English. And that's somebody making a move at the wrong time. But I think he's learned from it. But what I was going to do is I was going to wait till Boris turned up in the lobby and tell him you must never use German in this lobby. Next thing we'll be banning Ukrainians from coming into the lobby. Anyway, it is looking decidedly grim for Slim. There, that's my line for the night, because Slim is dead and buried and gone from the winner's side. 7-zip. And I would have to say, from what I've seen, he fully deserved to get gubbed, because he was crap. Not to put too fine a point on it. And Slim is going to have to shake himself down. Some cold water in the face. But anyway, we've got Sylvia playing John Boo in round 2. Sylvia's 3 racks to 1 up. We've got DJ Simon is 3-1 up against Spectre Dawn. Chimpy is now waiting to play the winner of Travelling TT and Bankster. So we're going to go in and have a look at how DJ Simon's doing, because DJ Simon is getting 7 and out, which is extremely generous and dangerous for Spectre Dawn. Yeah, every excuse in the book, Slim. But as I said, you were pretty crap. But you were not as crap as I was when I entered the tournament a fortnight ago, or however long it was. But I had every excuse in the book. I don't play, I can't see, I've got no touch, I've got no table time. There, that's pretty much all the top 4 or 5 in the book of excuses of how to play crap in VP4. But I've been doing a lot of experimenting with my different mice, and I've been doing a lot of experimenting with not only the sensitivity, but with the advanced settings, the fit time and all of that stuff, and also what's the other stuff? I've been messing about with them. Where the hell is it again? I've been messing about with the velocity average, I've been messing about with the fit time, and I've been messing about with the accumulation time and everything. And it's making no difference. I've got my my shooting speed at 14 and rotation at 14. I've been messing about and experimenting, trying to find something that'll give me a better touch, because I've got no touch whatsoever. And that all basically happened when the mouse I used to use for VP3 finally died on me. That was the best mouse I ever had. I had it dialed in very well, and I've been trying to find a mouse since it was as good as it, and I've never found one. But anyway, it's a slim lead for DJ Simon. Well, the interesting stuff is going to come about if Simon misses the pot in the one but runs into the two like that and brings it into play. Because now, Spectre Dawn, if he can run this one ball up the table at a fairly dead weight, I don't know whether he wants to try and roll it into the side, but the cue ball will be going up towards the side pocket and he'll have a 2-9 combo. Now he's just trying to get to use all of the pocket to get himself in a reasonably good line, and this isn't perfect. But the mistake was made there when Simon broke out the two. And again, that was asking for trouble to be playing the jump, but he should have been maybe thinking about not breaking out the two. Although he could have been thinking about potting that ball and breaking out the two, but it backfired on him. And we're all square, 3 racks all. Spectre Dawn's break is dry. And again, Simon's playing a jump where he could play a push. Well, that's a good shot though, having made the combo. Now again, he could run for cover. He's got an easy safety here. He could try and get a line. I don't know whether that 9 ball's in the way, but he could try and get a line to get up towards that 4. Well, he's gone the other way, and it's not a great shot. Spectre Dawn might be trying to run into the 3, although he doesn't need to. Depends how he works this cue ball, because the cue ball will be taking the line straight back up the table. And now he needs to miss the 9. And he's got a shot. Well, Slim, I was saying on commentary there that it was, well, Slimeball did bail out, as we've seen. He totally choked. He bailed out and left the building. Jezdev has won his one-loss side match against Slimeball by forfeit. Larry has just won his match against Christian, 4 racks to 1. But what I said is, when I joined the room, it was you were 3-0 down, and then the first 3 shots we saw you play were all crap. And I said, I'm going to get the blame of it. Yes, I am muted. Semi-Pro, are you still there? No, I think Semi-Pro's gone. I think he's done a slime ball. Well, LS3 is battling on the one-loss side. She's taken out Tommy by the final rack. Now, does this 4-ball bank up the table? I think it's too straight. Well, the bank by DJ Simon. Now remember, it's 7 and out for DJ Simon, so he just needs to get up for this 6-ball. Loads of room to get there. Now, that 7-ball still goes, so back up the table, but not too far. That'll do. That's why 7 and out is a very dangerous handicap to be given DJ Simon. Well, I was going to ask, I'll say to you guys, I got a message from Matt from MC Clarkey earlier on in the week. Where's this cue ball going?
Trouble with Scotland. Where's the cue ball going?
That was the one I was looking for, not that one. Matt was saying to me earlier on in the week that he and Semi-Pro might be getting on for a snooker challenge match, but I haven't heard anything more about it. Well, Spectre Don's got himself in trouble here because, again, with Simon only having to pot to this 7-ball, he doesn't need to worry about the 8. And Spectre Don having to duck for cover here. And he's got the cover. Easy to hit the 3. But again, it's all up in the air as to where it's going to end up. And this is going to be left on. Now, that 8-ball, I think, it just throws itself to the bottom rail. It most certainly has. That is right on the rail. But it shouldn't be a problem if you can get good in the 7. And he's more than likely going to be perfect in the 7 because he can just roll through it. Semi, what's happening between you and MC Clarkey? Did you hear me asking for you earlier on? I was asking what's happened between you and MC Clarkey. So is it going to be a World Championship final race to 18? You're going to do it in 4 different sessions. First session, 8 frames. So Spectre Dawn back in the lead. Simon hasn't really got himself in any good shape in this 2-ball. But no hesitation with the bank. Now this needs a little dink in this 3-ball and just bring the cue. Now is he trying to get back up the table? And he's got the pace perfect. That was well controlled. That shot that Simon played there, that shots like that are shots that I'm really struggling with because I can't trust the pace in my mouse. So although I know what I want to do, I can't execute it. That's half the problem. Which is why I've been doing a lot of experimenting to try and find something, and I ain't found it yet. So we're back all square. And I think that was the 4-ball that dropped top left. Now what's Simon going to try here? Because there's no way he's getting in the 2-ball, so he's trying to duck for cover. Well, he's brought the 1 back into play, but I think the best that, and I don't even think that's on. I don't. There's no way there's a billiard onto this 3-ball. Trying to. Well, he's trying to work out something here. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't think the billiard's on. The double kiss is on. He's trying to duck behind it. Sylvia has beaten John Boo 7 racks to 3. I honestly don't know what he's trying here. He's trying to chip it in behind the 3 for cover. Now, if Simon can get a cigarette paper's edge of this 2-ball and not move it very far, and that's not bad, because there's very little option available here now for Spectre Dawn other than to roll onto the 2. And once again, Simon can tuck this. Oh, I would have went a bit braver than that. I would have, because now Simon could be in trouble. I would have actually tucked it a bit firmer to get it along behind the 8 and 9 and get the cue ball away down the table. Yeah. But Spectre Dawn is the one that's made the error. I mentioned that earlier. I couldn't remember who they were playing. Yeah, you're right enough. It was the Netherlands in the World Cup of Pool. That 3rd match tonight was Great Britain 2. Oh dear. Well, I think that just overtook One Pocket Slim's numpty shot of the night. That scratch into the side there by Simon. He should have seen that coming a mile away. And Spectre Dawn should be on the hill. Well, Simon gave that rack away in the end. Well, ball straight into the bottom left-hand corner pocket. Now, can he see that one? No, he can't. Now I wonder if Spectre Dawn's going to push this 5 out the way. No, he just thought he was going to push the 8 into the 5 and try and open him up and get distance. He's got distance, but he's left the 4 and 5 sitting sort of awkward. Now again, well, Simon's fallen into the traps here. He's played 2 poor scratches, and well, the last one cost him the rack, and this one could cost him the match. But it's all hinging on that 4 ball. If Spectre Dawn can get down on the short side of the 4, I don't believe he can get from the wider side of the 4 and have a shot. This will be a good one. He's got to get in between the 5 and 6. Well, he's had a nudge. And Simon has been gifted the opportunity to take this match all the way. Well, I think Spectre Dawn, I don't know whether he tried specifically to run into the 2 balls to try and improve the situation here. You know, it was asking a lot to get right into the spot to land on that 4. But he can consider himself unlucky to try and play the breakout and scratch off it. But Simon's still got to get on this 7 ball. Is that who was the German team? Was that Homan? Was it Homan that was one of the players and that other guy? So Simon has come up dry. Spectre Dawn looking at the cut in the 1 ball. He's going to have to miss the 9 ball and try and get back to the long rail on the right side to be able to try and execute a 2-5 combo here, I think. I don't think he's got much other choice. In fact, he's decided that it's way too ambitious, and he's done the right thing. He's played a decent enough safety. And this might get a nice roll on it here for Simon. And that's pretty good. Now, he can certainly chip the one. I don't know whether he can get into it enough to just chip it to pot it. No, he's got the edge. Got the cue ball running. Oh, this is nice. This is perfect.